Just an update. What's on the merry-go-round carousel today? It is the first week of August, so we just had a huge pear harvest. Lots of cherry plums, or wild plums, and sweet plums. These avocados are really out of season, and these were particularly refrigerated. They became rubbery during storage at the market. I've got turmeric, and I've been using it not really in food, but actually as a supplemental food. And if you'd like to know what your supplemental foods are for your needs, then book a consult. Let's book one. Let's get that out of the way. I've got onions, a piece of my chocolate with nuts inside. This is the one that has nuts and seeds. Yum. 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 Alright. And what other things might you find in a plant-based kitchen? I don't know what to tell you. You know, organic stuff. Every grain you could imagine, and then a couple more. Black beans, impio frioles, ban bot lot, and I like this. Makes good gravy. Every type of flour, every type of grain, starch. This is a cornstarch. Lentils. So you're thinking, like, what is that? And that wax is actually part of the chocolate making. This is a sprouting turmeric. Yes, it can be planted, and I think I'm going to do that with this little sprout here. And what else do I have? I have herbally infused cacao free trade organic butter from the Equal Exchange. Wolfberries. Bam. Rosemary and bay leaf. Again, if you don't know what herbs and things you should add to your daily diet to make your life happen in a high quality way, live vibrantly, let's book a consult. You need one. Because there are way too many for you to just go out and eat every single herb and thing. And if you eat what I eat, you'll be eating for asthma, so that's not your individualized approach either, because my asthma is a different type of one of several types of asthma, and mine happens to be the worst. So yeah, I've got a lot of things. This is not organic. Where is it? By the way, I own it, so I'm going to eat it, because waste is also environmentally unstable. So let's see. This is a brown rice flour for gravy making. Oh, and in every plant-based kitchen, you're going to have every version of coconut. You need the regular coconut like this, coconut oil, coconut flour, and coconut sugar. Coconut extract, powdered coconut milk, yeah, and coconut-based products. Like in my cookbook, I show you how to make sweet butter with coconut and a couple other oils that turn out tasting just as, almost as musky as, well, it is very similar, and meat eaters have not been able to tell the difference between cow butter and the sweet butter recipe. You know, plant-based cookbook by Ivy Rose Hunter. In my cookbook is, the name of it is changing, so I'm not sure. I think it's just called something or other, but it's just look for me as your author. That's all. These are currants. Dried fruit is a little more condensed. Currants are small. They have more surface area volume of skin per fruit because they're small. They dehydrate even smaller. Their color is rich and dense, and they pack a lot of nutrition. So for me personally, needing one of the nutrients found commonly in fruits, specifically to these darker fruits, I'm adding this regularly. That's why it's up in the front of my cupboard. I'm going to do that for 2 weeks and then get my levels back to normal. And yeah, I do check levels with my doctor. I'm doing diagnostics like allergy testing and all the blood chemistry. And I see this works. Yep, it does. It's food. And yes, I eat a lot of cornmeal, so I got organic. You'll see that in my recipe book, in my cookbook. There's a polenta dinner. Oh, this is great stuff. Man. So I almost forgot about that. That's like a powdered coconut milk again. So this is organic again, dark brown sugar. Yeah, it's not a farce to be buying organic. It's an attempt to be buying something as close to nature as possible. And whether or not we have quality in place, quality assurance, that's a different matter. It's really the voice of the organic purchases that you make is the influence that makes the organic movement happen. So more organic stuff, less of this kind of funny advertising. This is gluten-free. Of course, corn is gluten-free unless it is made on or in a blend. So here you go. Wheat-free, dairy-free corn. Come on. It's just corn. So we have making coffee. A sprouting lid in the kitchen. Yeah, well, you put this onto your mason jars. You soak your beans overnight and you drain in the jar. And oh, there's my cookbook. The cover will always remain the same. The apples are from a local orchard here. These are Gravenstein apples, one of the rare fruit trees that you want to preserve is as a natural part of American history, because the Gravenstein apple was what they made the apple cider from. So you couldn't have good apple cider without a Grav. All right, a little bit on that. So I've also got some more dried fruit, figs and stuff I haven't really been eating much of. Everyone could use a Wakame. This is the type of seaweed that you find in miso soup. It's actually really affordable. A pack like this would make like 40 bowls of soup or more, because it really expands 10 times its size. Now, when you're cooking in the plant-based kitchen, yes, there are recipes like the blackberry pie, the blueberry pie, other recipes in my cookbook that call for apple pectin. And apple pectin, brown rice flour, and this is a combination for those of you who are not gluten intolerant. Maybe you're a soy intolerant vegan like me, you can use this in some of the recipes, like coming up, the macaroni cookbook. Making your macaroni. I'll show you what kind of flours work along with that. More foods that add to daily health and healing. This is powdered reishi mushroom. Reishi mushroom being a great source of health. And again, I'm a severe asthmatic. Asthma medication does not work with me well. Xanthan gum is a thickener. This is usually for cooler sauces that are served cold. And I use this with my Thai hot sauce, my sweet and sour sauce. And you see my sauces in the cookbook. And sometimes you'll see the tiniest little bit. Now with the xanthan gum, you really just don't use much. And I have just the hot sweet and sour sauce in there that has that in it. And you can add it to the sweet and sour sauce and the barbecue sauce, especially to the barbecue sauce if you want to serve it cold and you want that texture. I have also got things in here like more Bill's Farm Basket, organic cornmeal, crunchy onions, fried onions. That's a thing. More brown rice flour. Now, my personal hobby, you'll see on my channel, under my personal channel name, Ivy Hunter. Then you go and check it out. I forage for mushrooms. This is part of my wild forage food supply and part of sustainable lifestyle. So these are porcini. It's a bolete type mushroom. It's an Italian delicacy, gourmet, edible mushroom that makes a great mushroom soup. Excellent mushroom sauce, mushroom gravy. Absolutely. Forage for your food. Learn preserving and saving. Here's another mushroom that I was using. I'm not any longer using it. I use it for a short period of time. Then, you know, once your balance is achieved, you don't need to continue things for a lifetime. So that's usually every 3 months. You're just not taking the same stuff. But I was taking chaga for a while. You could also add it to your coffee. Just add a teaspoon to your coffee grounds. And I was eating chaga, mushroom, and have spices. Yeah, spice is the seasoning. All right, now that I made this big mess on my countertop, let's see what else is in there. Okay. Jam kind of pectin. This is, again, pectin, not gelatin. And it has fruit pectin and vitamin C, calcium absorbate. Those things in that combination will make a good jam. And up at the top, okay, I've got pure moringa vegetable powder. And I have granulated dulse. It is wild seaweed, and again, this is a food forage type of thing. You can actually forage for this along the west coast of Sonoma County in Northern California. I've got hot cereals, more gluten, which is a good thickener if you are not sensitive to wheat. You know, it's a simple food allergy to find out if it's wheat, soy, corn, eggs, or what. And you'll find out what it is you need to avoid without having to blindly avoid things. But I tried the elimination of wheat first for 3 months and it didn't work for me, so I kind of got the hint. It wasn't wheat. Cacao powder, of course, this is part of chocolate making. And much needed in order to make chocolate. I have my instant green tea. This is something I actually made this, bought the bags and packaged it like this. And it just put a spoonful into a cup of hot water and it's green tea right away. So you have instant green tea right there. You have raisins, cranberries, allspice, and garbanzo flour. That's also something you'll see in my cookbook. When you make hummus, there's one of the hummus recipes with fully sprouted chickpeas, and it's all raw, and there's another hummus recipe with garbanzo flour that only takes like 10 minutes to make, and it's really tasty. So anyway, that's all in my cookbook. Maybe I should give you a link down below. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for the next video. When it comes out, it'll show up on a news feed or suggested video. And keep going, keep positive, and keep eating all those wonderful things. Wow, yeah, do it now. Subscribe? Have you done it already? Come on, subscribe already. The button is right next to the name of the channel, right below the video. And enjoy health.